Thanks for stopping by. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a comment, and please think about subscribing. And hey, remember, watching just 30 seconds of an ad helps us creators more than you know. You're awesome. Have an amazing day. Let's begin.
Golden child sister furious over being ghosted by my celebrity client. When I think of my childhood, I think of being background noise. Not mistreated exactly. Just overlooked. I was the firstborn. The quieter one. The easier one. That should have made things simpler for my parents, but Bella made herself impossible to ignore from the moment she arrived. She had this presence. Even as a toddler. She would have the whole room watching her in anticipation. My parents? They acted like the sun rose and set just for her. I could come home with straight A's, a varsity captain title or even a college scholarship offer, and I'd still just be Bella's sister. She was the kind of girl who got a car on her 16th birthday. I got a bus pass and a hand-me-down flip phone for emergencies only. Bella got her participation certificates framed and was praised for her C- grades. I got "you could do better" notes on my report cards full of A's and B's. "Don't be jealous," Mom would whisper. "Bella just needs more from us." So I learned not to need them at all. I carved out my own world in sports and law. It wasn't glamorous, but it was mine. After a career-ending injury in high school, I got more serious about law and the entertainment business. I double majored in sports management and law. I worked days to put myself through college and I went to school at night. I literally graduated on fumes, but I was proud of myself. I don't know how I made it through. I clawed my way into a junior agent role at a well-known sports agency. Last year, after months of scouting and meetings, I landed my first solo client, Jordan Langston. Jordan was 24 years old, a rookie pitcher with explosive talent and humble to his core. He was the kind of guy who remembered the names of everyone's kids in the office or on his team. Working with him was like finally breathing clean air after years in smog. We clicked instantly. Strictly professionally, of course. One day came where a picture of us at an event got posted by the agency's social media team. And somehow it filtered back to my parents. I hadn't heard from them in months. Then suddenly, an invitation to dinner. I should have known it was going to be a shakedown. Bella was already at the house when I arrived. She was dressed like she was heading to brunch in Cannes. Sipping some kind of sparkling drink like she'd just happened to swing by. She grinned at me, saccharine and smug. "Hey sis, looking good." She said this barely looking up from her phone. Yep, this is an ambush, I thought. My sister never complimented me. Mom attempted to make small talk while Dad poured me a wine I didn't like. It was too fruity for my liking, but it was Bella's favorite. After a couple moments of awkward silence, Mom pounced. "So darling, your sister was wondering if maybe you could introduce her to that nice boy you work with?" I knew exactly who she was talking about, but I decided to make them work for it. "Who, Trent?" I responded. Trent was a fellow agent that I had known for years. My mother had met Trent before. He actually went to our church. "No, not that one, the baseball player," she retorted quickly. "I work with a lot of players, Mom, you have to be specific." I took a sip of the disgusting wine, trying to hide my amusement. "The rookie pitcher," she said flatly. A hint of annoyance in her tone. I frowned. "You mean Jordan?" "Yes. He's so handsome and famous. Bella's doing all this charity work lately, and she thinks they'd be perfect together." That was news to me. Bella had never done charity a day in her life unless there were paparazzi present. Let me tell you a little bit about Bella. Bella is one of those women who wants to land a celebrity spouse. She herself wants to be famous. She craves wealth, status, envy, and admiration. She has never been shy about telling anyone that will listen about her goals. She's one of those nightmare women that celebrities fear. She will spend hours online researching their every movement through their social media or celebrity blogs. She even hires private investigators to get the really juicy details and track their private jet schedules. When she has what she needs, she camps out in front of their hotels or purchases tickets to their various events. And somehow or another she coaxes an introduction with the charming skills she's perfected over the years. Sometimes if she isn't thrown out by security. The two of them hit it off, and that's a mistake the celeb lives to regret. Next comes the insanity. She starts to stalk them and act crazy. I'm talking hundreds of messages a day, stealing contraceptives to try to get pregnant, and demanding they spend time with her. The craziness goes on and on until the celeb finally has enough and kicks her to the curb. This has happened at least a dozen times now. Okay, let's get back to the story. I'm his agent, I say carefully. Not a matchmaker. My mom waved a hand like I was being difficult on purpose. Don't be so rigid. You always take things so seriously. It's just a little introduction. No, I say. Sharper this time. Jordan's career is my priority. His personal life isn't up for grabs. Bella pouted theatrically and I excused myself soon after. I figured they'd drop it, but they didn't. 2 weeks later, Bella called. She said that she really was organizing a charity gala and really wanted Jordan to be involved. He's so inspiring, she said. Wouldn't it be amazing PR for his foundation? I hesitated. The event sounded like a clout grab, but Jordan's foundation could use the visibility. If we kept things above board, it might be worth it, so I gave in like an idiot and told her I would at least ask him. She squealed on the phone like a lunatic. A couple days later during our bi-weekly check-ins I ran the idea by Jordan. Like the sweetheart he is, he agreed immediately. Philanthropy has always been close to his heart. And that's when everything went to hell. The event was supposed to start at 6. Jordan and I arrived on time, in business formal looks, ready to support the cause. Bella showed up at 9. In a floor-length sequined gown that screamed bridal audition, not charity. Cameras followed her. She swept in like she owned the place, blowing air kisses and immediately zeroing in on Jordan. Jordy, she squealed, like they were old friends. He blinked confused. Hi, Bella, right? She latched onto his arm, dragging him into selfies and steering every conversation back to her. She'd drone on about how she'd love to raise kids near good baseball schools and how she just adored athletic men. Jordan was polite, but I saw the strain in his smile. By the end of the night, he'd migrated to the non-profit board members and was actively avoiding her. When I apologized later, he just shook his head and said, "Your sister's intense." I figured that was the end of it. Bella would lick her wounds and pivot to stalking some B-list TikTok star. And I could move on. But something unexpected happened. Jordan and I got closer. It started with late meetings that blurred into dinners. Texts that morphed into memes and inside jokes. We'd have conversations about our childhoods, share our fears and the things we didn't say out loud. And somewhere along the way, I realized I wanted more, and he did too. We talked about it carefully. Jordan brought up the power imbalance and age difference. He said he didn't want our relationship to interfere with my job. He asked to switch agents within the firm. My boss approved the transfer and that was that. It was all above board. We kept things quiet at first. A few low-key dates, soft launching with a photo of us holding hands at a food truck on my private Instagram. And then, kaboom. 3 days after that photo, my mom showed up at my apartment sobbing. "How could you do this to your sister?" she screamed. "You've always been jealous of her. You couldn't stand her getting a little attention, so you stole her man." I was too stunned to respond. "He was meant for her," she sobbed. "Your sister's always been so feminine, so gracious. And you're just cold and bitter." I just sat there on my couch regretting letting this woman in my home. It went on like this for 2 hours. At the end of her tirade she demanded I make this right. Finally allowed to speak, I explained to her there was nothing to make right. I did nothing wrong. Bella never had a chance with Jordan. Our relationship happened naturally. I wasn't being vindictive. It went in one ear and out the other. She shook her head at me like I was the biggest disappointment in her life. Then she said, "Ugly outside. Ugly inside." She turned on her heels and stormed out. Hours later I got a 4-paragraph text from my dad, telling me how deeply disappointed he was and how I'd let the family down. But the worst was Bella's TikTok. In the video her mascara ran in perfect streaks as she sobbed into the camera. "My own sister," she whispered. "Betrayed me. She knew I loved him. Jordan and I had a future. And she took him from me just like she takes everything." She posted a photo of them from the gala, cropped so it looked intimate, which it definitely wasn't. The comment section on the video blew up and the video went viral. People called Jordan a cheater. Called me a backstabber. A homewrecker. A snake. Jordan, bless him, posted a calm, respectful statement. It went like this. "I was never in a relationship with Bella, insert our last name. We met once at a charity event. I'm currently seeing someone I deeply admire both personally and professionally." He ended it there. This short response only fueled the fire. My parents uninvited me from Christmas dinner. My aunt called me crying, begging me to make it right. Old high school classmates slid into my DMs with popcorn emojis. My job stood behind me, but the online noise felt like it might never stop. I cried only once. Then I blocked them all. Jordan held me through it. He never once wavered. He told me I was strong. That I had every right to choose peace over dysfunction. He made pancakes the morning after my mom's meltdown, singing terribly off-key to cheer me up. He made me feel seen. And for the first time in my life, I started to believe I deserved that. Not because I worked hard, not because I'd earned it. Just because I was enough. We're not rushing anything. We're happy. He jokes that he's retired from baseball gossip and just wants to spend weekends and his off-season watching cooking shows and going on hikes with me. I tease him about being a golden retriever in human form. Sometimes I catch him watching me like he still can't believe I'm real. And honestly? Same. It wasn't long afterwards before the internet moved on to something else to obsess about and we had peace again. Last week, I soft-deleted my Facebook. I haven't spoken to my family since the TikTok scandal. I'm not sure I ever will again. That grief runs deep. But it's no longer louder than my joy. My therapist says I'm finally reclaiming my narrative. I say I'm just tired of chasing people who never really cared about me. Update. Hey Reddit. It's been a few months since I posted. Life has been quiet in the best way. Work is steady and Jordan and I were thriving. Then, out of nowhere, my phone started buzzing with notifications. There were group texts, DMs, even a ping from a high school frenemy I hadn't spoken to since prom. All I could think was what the hell was going on. It turns out my sister Bella was trending all over social media. Apparently, she showed up uninvited to a private event hosted by a pop singer she'd manifested a connection with. She'd been tagging him constantly on social media for weeks, writing flirty captions on fan edits, posting fake DMs, even faking a photoshopped FaceTime screenshot. The editing was bad on the fake FaceTime, his hand had 6 fingers. At this event, she tried to bypass security by claiming to be his girlfriend, in front of his actual girlfriend. Chaos ensued. She ended up getting escorted out by security while sobbing about how the media was suppressing their love. And then, bless the internet, someone stitched her infamous TikTok about Jordan with footage of her being escorted out. They lined up her lies with the timelines and the fact that she and Jordan had met exactly once. The comments and support flipped on her fast. People started apologizing in my DMs, strangers, old classmates. Even an influencer who'd once subtweeted me with "Never trust the quiet ones" posted a retraction. Bella's follower count tanked overnight. She turned off her comments. She posted a sob story video explaining her side of the incident and how she was being unfairly attacked. That explanation cracked under the weight of actual receipts. And then came the bizarre phone call. Not to me, but to Jordan. How she got his number I have no clue, but he vowed to change it after all of this drama. My mother called his phone. She left a voicemail saying Bella had gotten into a little misunderstanding and that we needed to stop being petty and help bail out my sister. Jordan looked so confused. The best part of the crazy message was that she didn't even ask how I was doing. She just jumped straight into her wants and her needs. After Jordan played me the voicemail, he raised an eyebrow and asked me if I wanted him to delete it. I told him to save it, just in case we ever need a laugh. Later that day, Dad texted me too. A vague message about family obligations and setting a good example. I didn't respond. I went on a walk with Jordan instead. We stopped for ice cream and sat on a bench under the spring sun, talking about nothing and everything. I looked over at him, at his kind eyes and crooked smile, and thought, this is what love feels like. Not an obligation. Not a performance. Not guilt. Just presence. Safety. Peace. In case you're wondering, I haven't called my parents back. I don't plan to. Bella made her bed, sequined and dramatic. And now she gets to lie in it, alone with the mess she made. As for me, I'm building something real. Something lasting. Something no tantrum, TikTok, or guilt trip can touch. Let them sort themselves out. I've already sorted myself and that's all I care about.